What is up people, this is Varas HQ, and in this video I'll be showing you how to use a DS3231 based real-time clock module with a Wemos D1 mini. And in this tutorial we will need a DS3231 based real-time clock module. The links will be down in the description, and a Wemos D1 mini as well. Highlight was kind enough to provide me with this, so major props to them. So let's get started. Now, if we take a closer look at the DS3231 module, it has 6 pins that you can connect, but the ones that you'll commonly need are ground, VCC, SDA, and SCL. VCC can be anywhere from 3.3 volts to 5 volts, ground will be connected to ground. SDA is serial data pin, and the SCL is the serial clock pin. So this one is an I2C connection, and SQW stands for square wave output pin, and 32K is for the 32K oscillator output. Now the main chip, the DS3231, it reads seconds, minutes, hours, years, date of week, and has 2 alarms as well. And it also comes with a CR2032 battery backup, which can work for a couple years. And the other thing is the Atmel 332 24C32N. Now this memory model can store up to 32K byte, but I won't be using it for anything, so let's not talk about that. And the next thing you'll need is a Wemos D1 mini. Highlight Group provided me with a couple modules of this, and this is based on the ESP8285 based ESP chip. So let's get started by looking at the wiring diagram first. So this is the wiring diagram. SCL and STA pins are connected to the D1 and D2 pins, because those are the two by default I2C communication ports on the Wemos D1 mini. 3.3 volts is connected to the real-time clock module, and ground is connected to ground. So now let's take a look at the Arduino code. Now I already flashed one Arduino code, and this is how the output would look. By default, without setting up any real dates and times, so it will all be gibberish. So if we go through the code, we will first need to install the DS3231 library. Search for the DS3231, and it is the second library that shows up, which is by Andrew Wickret, Northern Widget LLC. Install it, and the next you'll need is NTP client. That's the first one that's installed. So now if you go through the code, you will see over here that I defined the NTP client with NTP server, the Wi-Fi UTP, the the offset, and the update interval. Now there are two ways of setting the time on the chip. So the first one would be the manual one, in where you add in the date and time manually, or the second one is using the computer or an NTP server. So in this case, I'll be using the NTP server. If I call up NTP client and set these parameters. Now 19800, that's the seconds when converted from 5.5 hours. Now let's go in. So since we need to apply the new time as well, we will add in set new time. Next, if you look at the code's pretty simple. Like, you could get this code from the examples DS3231 drop down and set or test. And in this, it's printing the century, so the year, the month, date of week, hour, minutes, second. And over here it's printing if it's in the 24-hour time format or the 12-hour time format. And it also gives me the temperature in up to decimals in 2 places. Then the oscillator clock, the alarms, and so on. And if you look at the set time, first we need to connect to the Wi-Fi, so we connect it over here. Then we connect to the time client and we update it. Once it's updated, it gives us a string which looks something like this. And it's a combination of both the year and the time. So we first start by splitting it up. Once it's been split up, and set to its correct variables, we can send these commands to the clock. If we set in clock mode true, then it converts it to 12-hour format. And if we use set clock mode false, that will use the 24-hour time format. Next, we set the second, minute, hour, date, month, year, date of week, and we turn off the Wi-Fi. And then we just print this. Now this piece of code over here, it just looks up the months and the number of days that it has, and then it also calculates the leap year, and based on this we can get the day of week. So that's about it. So if we just flash it, let's wait for it to flash. Let's get into the ESP, it's flashing the code on it. And now it's connected into the Wi-Fi. Once it's connected, it gets these strings. The hour, minutes, second, year, alarms won't be set because I don't want them. And then it shows the correct date and the correct time and the correct temperature. So that's it for this video. So thank you for watching this video. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, subscribe to the channel, share it, go through my other videos, and see you next time.